G'day everybody. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. It's hard to know with YouTube time, isn't it? Where you all are, which is so cool, so cool. So this is the old house. I've just stopped back here to, I should take that, to water the passion fruit. I was going to run out of light, I think, by the time I got home to do a video, so this will have to do. It's all done. Carpet's done, house is done. I've still got some stuff in the garage, but I will, once it's sold, I'll come pick that up. Hello. All right, this is cool. So I would come home every day and put my keys down to the left just there, and outside that window is the chicken run, the old chicken run. So they would hear my ute pull up, and they would all line up on that windowsill there, and I'd walk in and there'd be 5 chickens going, bark, 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 let me out, you bastard, bark, bark, let me out, feed me, give me some bread, give me some tomatoes. Those chickens will mug you for a cherry tomato. And when I grow some at the new house, we'll do some chicken races. My bet's on Scully, but Jules is a competitor. So yeah, that's the old digs. I'll just quick go out and show you. There is actually something I missed here that I really wanted to show you guys. So that's the old yard. This was all Sweet 100 cherry tomatoes, which are so far the best cherry tomatoes I've eaten. I haven't tried the Sun Golds. I've got 10 seeds, cost me $10. And none of them sprouted, so that was really disappointing, and that was from a very reputable seed supplier as well. So although I did get it over eBay, so I'm wondering whether somebody stitched me up. I'm not sure if you guys are aware, but that's actually a thing, stitching people up with seeds, especially different brand seeds. So like they'll tell you it's a giant something or other, but really it's just a crossbreed of what they've been doing at home, and they've got some big pumpkins or something and decided to market them as a hybrid when really they're not. They're just really well suited for their conditions. This is Siberian tomato. I just pinched 6 off here. This tomato, and I talked about it last time, the reason I like it so much is because it's savoury. Like a lot of tomatoes, people talk about sweetness in food and, oh, it's so sweet, this is sweet, rah rah. Not all food needs to be sweet, right? So these tomatoes almost don't need salt. There's a couple of ones that the bugs have got down there. Not sure if you can see them. And it's copping a bit of blight. But as far as these go, this is quite blight resistant. It's a determinant. I haven't touched it. You don't prune them, you just let them rip. And it's early season. I got this late in the season and planted it because Leah likes them. It's the only tomato she'll eat. And yeah, it's done well. So the Siberian tomato, totally recommend. All right, we got some artichokes, immature ones. Artichoke, we got some little leeks that I grew in summer. I knew they weren't going to be big, but I like leeks, so I grew them anyway. You know, like they don't need to be perfect. If in doubt, just grow more. Just grow more. Summer cabbage. Someone's getting into it. That'd be aphids. They'll be living in there. Oh, it's a bit slimy too. Something's going on. Probably slugs in there. But I planted it in summer. I knew it wasn't going to be big. But you know, if there's 2 people when you want to cook a stir fry, plenty, no dramas. So even if you're growing things out of season, it doesn't really matter. Again, just grow more. Just grow more. The asparagus with a wine grape. That asparagus is 4 years old now, and we just got the first asparagus off it this year. They were great. They were great. Someone asked me if the leaves were toxic. No, they're not toxic. What happens is that if you harvest them for longer than 2 months in the spring, you won't get this type of growth, and then it won't put the energy back into the crowns, and therefore your crop next year won't be as good. So that's why they tell you to only pick asparagus for a couple of months a year. Like, you'll be able to see this. There may even be just new ones popping up in here now, but if you pick them, you're going to take the power away from them. Having said that, this one's starting to die off. Give that about 3 weeks, and you should be ready to cut it all the way back to the ground and let it sit over autumn and winter. You wait for them to die though. More walking onions, my favourites. Okay, so this passion fruit needs to be watered every day because I grow passion fruit in buckets because I've had a bad experience with them taking over my yard. I've only just got rid of the suckers from the first time. So, interesting thing in Australia, they often grow the passion fruits on rootstock of Australian native passion fruit. Now, Australian native passion fruit are a 5-leafed passion fruit. Obviously, this one's a bit droopy, but you can see a normal passion fruit is 3-leaf. So the Australian rootstock is hardy, loves the conditions here, doesn't produce fruit. Same flowers and everything. So yeah, ask me how I know that. It was an unfortunate tale of woe. Alright, so this is what I wanted to show you. This wonky looking box here. Now, this is a compost bin. It's called compost, but it actually does get fairly hot, and it started to get hot when I got the chickens, and I was using their deep litter as brown a lot. So obviously with the chicken manure in there, the brown has also got a lot of green in it. But yeah, this little bin got to 72 degrees. I actually had to dig it out. But before that, it sat at 64 degrees for 2 weeks. So normally you would say it's not a metre square. This is only metre by metre by half metre. So it shouldn't have enough volume to get that hot, but you put the chicken manure in there, you put the chicken deep litter pea straw in there from their coop, and it just went nuts. So this thing will swallow a bucket of food scraps a day from Leah's restaurant, and I mean a full bucket, one of those big mayo buckets I get, which is where I get them from. And it literally will eat a bucket of scraps a day. You can see I've got a fair bit in there. Shouldn't be shells in there. I don't like eggshells in my stuff because they don't degrade. They are good for your garden, but not in the way a lot of people think they are. They're good for aeration and things like that, but you know, it takes sort of 5 years plus for them to break down. So you just end up with eggshells in your garden. Best way to do it is grind them up. So what I do is I grind them up in a blender with coffee grounds, and I feed them to worms. The other thing you can do is grind them up roughly and feed them back to the chickens. They love it, and they make their eggs really good. You'll get those calcium nodules on the eggs, but that's fine. I've often wondered how in those big farms they produce those eggs without calcium nodules on them, because my understanding is that if your chickens are laying nice eggs that are a little bit rough, that actually means that they're quite healthy. So, but you never see it in the supermarket, do you? So, I don't know whether they just get rid of them or whether they just feed them the perfect amount of calcium not to lay. But I can't imagine that it would be a real fun process for the chicken, whatever it was. So yeah, this stuff, I'm going to nick it, I think. I'm going to come back and steal it because in there is actually really, really good stuff. Let's have a look. Yeah, it's so light compared to dirt because it's all organic matter. Alright, so we'll leave that dry. Don't need to close it, it'll be fine. Down here I had 3 compost bins on the go for a long time. Not bins, but big piles. For a long time actually, for probably 5 or 6 years. Let's have a look. So this is what I planted everything in. All the pots at my house. This is what's in it. Let's see if we can get down to some wet stuff here. Just to have a look at it, because this stuff, it's a bit compact at the moment. But this stuff, so this is not as high in nitrogen or nutrients as the other stuff. This was all green waste, and a lot of it was sticks. So what I was trying to do was create a carbon-rich soil rather than a nitrogen-rich soil, and I was using that other compost heap there as a fertilizer source, basically. So you can't grow seedlings and stuff in this, and if you put too much of this into a planting hole with a young plant, it will burn it. Absolutely burn it. It's a fertilizer, basically. So yeah, this is where the chickens lived. It's where they used to line up and say, "G'day, Dad, how you going? Feed me." And I was like, yeah, whatever. That's my laying box. I'm so happy. This is a chicken coop I told you I started building, and she didn't know. So what I'd done is I put this cage up, which took ages. It used to be a big dog cage. And I pretended it was for the dogs for about a week. But then this lame box tipped her off. I had to put a divider in there because it was basically a chicken fight club. They'd get in there and just belt each other. Because, and it was my fault, I bought one chicken to add to 3 chickens. And I learnt after that that is an absolute no-no. And that was Esme, and I think it may have contributed to her untimely demise because she was a little bit of a reject. It's also why we got Jules to keep Esme company, which she sort of did. It wasn't too bad, and I think Jules misses Esme a lot. She sleeps outside the coop. She won't go in there with the other girls, with the gangsters. Pearl and Rosa pick on her quite badly. So I think in a couple of weeks we might get 2 more brown ones, and we'll separate them for a while, but we will get Jules really interacting with them, so she's sort of the boss of that little gang, and then you've got the other little gang, and hopefully they even each other out. So we'll see. I'm the rooster. I'll step in if it's no good. Alright guys, I didn't think I was going to get a time to make a video today because I'm still sort of 45 minutes from home. I will miss this house, but the new adventure is super exciting. You should have seen this place when it was up and going. I used to tell Leah I'm trying to make Narnia, which she didn't understand because she never read the books. Shame. Good books. Hey, we got a peach here? Nah, it's over. Season's over. Gonna miss you. Gonna miss you, Peach. That's Smushy's peach. If you've seen the other videos, you'll understand why I call it that. Alright guys, yeah, I'm off. Have a good day. Have a lekker day. Have a wonderful week. And I will see you soon. Bye now.